Sup dudes, today we're going to view an electric trike that stands out in the marketplace for a couple reasons, including one, it is UL certified. So it actually has a UL certified battery on this thing, making it much more safe compared to most electric trikes on the market in terms of like fire resistance and electrical safety. Two, it has something called Comfort Max for senior first comfort. We'll give that a try. I'll let you know what I think. And three, it has Apple Find My. So in case you lose this thing or you forget where you put it, you can locate it with Apple Find My on your phone. Seems like a practical feature for an electric trike. Using pedal assist, they say we can do up to 60 miles of range on this thing. And it can fit riders anywhere from 4'10" to 6'5". That's good because I'm 6'5". It's called the Velotric Triker. Current MSRP is $2,399 in the link below this video. I also have a little coupon code down there to help save you a little bit of money. And if you do decide to use that link and code, it would help support my reviews. And I greatly appreciate your support. But don't buy the Velotric Triker just yet. We got to crack this thing open, take a closer look at it, see how it rides, see how it performs, and see whether or not it's worth the money. So here's what it looks like when you get it out of the box. And while we have this thing flipped up like this, let's take a look down here. This is the first time I've ever seen a guard put around a brake rotor. Looks like they did that in case you bottom out, you won't damage your brake rotor. Also, we can see it is running a Velotric hub drive motor. I'll show you the numbers and stuff on it in a minute, but it is a 750 watt nominal power motor. And what it does is it takes this power, sends it through this chain system and back to a differential back here, which ultimately distributes your power evenly between the two wheels and allows you to go around corners, allowing the wheels to turn at different speeds. And this trike is rolling on Kenda K-Rad tires. They are the shorter 20-inch style wheels, so it brings the whole center of mass of the bike a little bit lower, making it more stable compared to taller wheels. And they're only 3 inches wide, giving it less rolling resistance compared to like 4-inch tires. And here is the tread on them. Seems like a good choice for a trike. We are rolling on a 180 millimeter brake rotor up front. And Comfort Max is one of the claims to fame on this trike. So this seat is super wide. It's got this backrest that is adjustable. You can raise it and lower it and just tighten this up whenever you get it how you want it. So this is a foldable trike, which allows the whole thing to basically fold in half and be a lot more compact. Trikes can be pretty freaking big, so you just lock that in place. And actually, let's check this out while we're down here. This is the Apple Find My thing, which allows you to keep tabs on the location of this thing. I don't know if you take it to the store, maybe forget where you parked it or something, or maybe you just want to keep tabs on the location of it. If you're lending it out to a grandparent or something, want to see where they are on the route. So the stem for the handlebars is also foldable. Just latch that guy in place. The handlebars have this real relaxed curve to them sweeping back towards the rider. And it also has an adjustment for the angle, so you can dial them in to just how you like it. Open dropouts on the fork. Of course, we do have suspension on the front, and we have a little adjustment here for the suspension. Looks like you can either lock it out or open it. It's also got mounts up here for a front basket in addition to the basket that's already on the rear. So the rear rack already comes installed, which is much appreciated. It also has this pretty nice feeling bag, and there are some accessories on the inside. This bag actually feels like pretty good quality. It's got some thickness to it. A little zipper right there to hide some stuff. I like it. See what's in here. So some more reflectors in addition to the reflectors you get on all the tires. Now might be a good time to point out there is a light on the rear as well as turn signals back here. We'll power them on in a minute. And before I forget, it looks like there's a little hitch down here. A place to put a hitch to like tow a trailer or something, maybe like a dog trailer or something. It also comes with a set of plastic pedals, which I feel like is a good choice. So in case you hit them on your shin, it doesn't mess you up. Sometimes metal pedals will be on these trikes, which you don't want to hit those on your legs. I mean, you wouldn't want to hit these on your legs either, on your shins, but if you did, they'd be, better. Here's the light for front, the display, and obviously it comes with the charger. This one is Velotric branded. It is a 3 amp charger, and it comes with a set of bar and mirrors, as well as all the tools you need to build it and the manuals. And super easy build process on this one. Easy peasy. And from the top here, we can see it is indeed a 750 watt nominal power hub motor. Peak power is much more than 750. And the UL certified battery is removable. You don't need to take this thing off. We'll take a look at it though. It's got a button here on the side, and on the bottom we can see all the specs for it. It is listed as a 783.9 watt hour battery pack, 48 volt, 16.75 amp hour. As mentioned, there is no need to remove this battery to charge it. You can just plug it in straight from the side of the battery, whether it's on the bike or off the bike. And up here on the frame, we can see the actual UL certification for this bike. There's like a million websites out there that have fake UL certifications. Velotric is actually one of the few that has a true, genuine UL certification, which is only important, I guess, if you don't want your house to burn down. I don't know if you find any value in that or not. There is a place for a water bottle holder there and also there, so you can bring 2 waters or infinity. And check out this seat post, bro. Look at the angle on that thing. I feel like most trikes I review, the seat post goes straight up and down. I mean, it makes sense. As you're taller, you want the seat to be further back, and as you're shorter, I mean, you're not only are your legs shorter, your arms are shorter, right? So it brings the whole thing closer in, so you get that shorter leg extension as well as shorter reach on the handlebars. So with the seat on minimum height, this thing has a really low and long step through area. So it appears that this trike is very easy to get on. There's no battery here blocking you or anything. It's super wide. And with the seat on minimum height, here's what a 6'5" dude looks like on this. So obviously, the pedal stroke can get pretty short on minimum. I do need to adjust these handlebars just a bit. And then you get a really long seat post here. It says this is the minimum insertion point right here. So the seat on the max recommended height, here's what I look like hopping aboard the Triker from Velotric, and what my pedal stroke would look like on max height. Fenders are metal, and we do have reflectors for the back. So we got this thing fully built. Let's see what kind of turn radius we got. So we do have the differential on there, and that allows the 2 back wheels to turn at different speeds, which allows for that real tight turn radius. Not an uncommon feature to have on a trike. What do we got going on back there? Is there any brake lights? So we do have a brake light. When we grab a brake lever, it lights up. Let's try those turn signals. So it gives you a beep as well as they flash. And if we turn on the lights, yeah, you get a little light on the back. Also, your brake light turns it a little brighter. And obviously you get your light on front as well. And I'll show you that screen in just a moment. But first, just want to show you the gears back here. So you get 7 gears, pretty typical. There is a Shimano tourney derailleur. So you get a pedal assist system. You put your power in through these pedals, and then obviously the big old motor back there to give you some assistance. So you can choose the pedal if you want, or you can just completely rely on the throttle and use all the power of the motor. If you don't feel like pedaling, that's what this little throttle here is for. Better be careful though, because it's on. To turn the bike on and off, there's a little switch back here. That turned it off. So looking at the cockpit here, we have ergonomic grips. They're rubber, they feel nice to the touch. We have hydraulic brake levers. There's a little lock on there. So that's like, put that lock on and it won't roll away if it's on a hill or something. You have a lock on both sides actually. There's also a bell up here, and you get 7 speeds on your shifter. This downshifts, this upshifts for when you're going faster. You want to go up towards 7. Climbing hills, keep it down towards 1. And then to adjust your pedal assist mode, you basically do that to go down and that to go up. Here's your turn signals, and that's for modes. On the bottom is the horn, but it won't work till we turn it on. So let's hold the power button there, power this thing up. There is an app. You don't have to use it, but I'll show you. So the Velotric display is looking nice as ever. We do get some color on there. It looks like we're in beginner mode. They do have the sensor swap, so there's either a torque sensor or a cadence sensor. A torque sensor gives you power based on how hard you're pressing on the pedals. It'll give you power in proportion to how hard you press on the pedals. It's a great way to roll, but you could also switch it to cadence sensor mode. I'll show you how to do that in a bit. Of course, we get a battery readout up here telling you how much you have left on your battery. Now you basically just press these buttons here. Pressing the M button, it'll show you like average speed, max speed, CO2 saved, calories burned if you're trying to get a workout. We're still at 0 odometer. Time of your trip. Some nerdy stuff like motor temperature and controller temperature. You don't need to worry about it, but it's cool that they show you. Looks like our automatic lights are on. I can see they're kind of this display dim there. So to change our pedal assist modes, we just basically press the plus button over here. So you get just a basic 3 on beginner mode. Need to figure out how to switch out of beginner mode. Maybe hold the M button. Oh, that brought us into here. So this is one way to do it. You can get into the advanced settings here, which Velotric makes it really easy to operate. Oh, so we can just turn beginner mode off. All right, confirm that. And there's a speed limit on it. Looks like it's set to 12 out of the box. Probably not a bad pace for trikes. What will it let us change up to though? 20 would be the max on throttle. Let's leave it on here for now. The menus on Velotric are just so awesome to use. So here's the sensor swap in the advanced settings. We can switch from torque sensor to cadence sensor just to show you how that works. You're gonna get less range on the cadence sensor, but it makes it way easier to get access from the motor. See, now it says cadence down there. We'll just home for that M button to get back in the settings. And you can do all this stuff on the fly. There's much easier ways to do this. So you have clear trip, screen brightness, rear light mode, auto light. I'm gonna turn the auto light off because I don't want the lights automatically dimming or turning on and off, but it's cool they have it. Throttle limited, cruise control, turn signal click, so you can turn off that clicky noise if you don't like it. Horn toggle, and connect to app. Apple Find My, you can connect up there. You can calibrate your sensors. We won't do that unless we have to. Let's see what the horn sounds like. So the horn is down here. Wow, that is very, very loud. All right, so people will hear you coming if you press that, I promise you that. So here's a couple key pieces of information here. The UL certification, we already know that, but this is the display function guide. So it gives you basically a bit of a rundown, exactly some basically keyboard shortcuts, how to like get into the menus and toggle, like how to turn on your cruise control, for example. And like the sensor swap thing, you don't have to get in the menus. Like while you're riding, if you hold down the M button, it'll swap you from torque sensor to cadence sensor. It's pretty cool. I've tried out on other bikes. Oh, they have the USB-C charging port too. So down here on the bottom under the horn, there's a little place here where you have a USB-C charge port, and that is to charge your cell phone. I was like, bro, they basically thought of it all on this trike. What else? What more could you really want in a trike? Well, actually, we don't know how it performs yet, so let's go try it out. All right, dudes, let's go the Velotric Triker and see how this thing rolls. So go ahead and power this thing up, Velotric. Of course, we are on a full charge, and per usual, we'll use my independent GPS tracking app here to see what kind of range we get on the battery. Pop off the tires real quick. I'm gonna run them at 30 today. Actually, let's do 35. And let's roll. So here's what the lights look like in the elevator. Really bright light on the front, on the back. You get the brake lights, and also the turn signals. So you can see the signals actually flashing there. Pretty bright turn signals too. Yeah, dude, that light on the front is real bright. Turns with the steering wheel too. So let's go ahead and give this thing a rip up the 20% grade. Really steep hill on this trike. We still have it on beginner mode. I'm gonna try throttle only on beginner mode, and let's just see what happens here. Does it have enough torque? It says 90 Newton meters. I can feel this thing. Well, what the heck? Actually, it's pulling us right up. Absolutely no problem. Plenty of torque on this thing, and that's on beginner mode. So typically that's a really challenging hill for e-bikes to tackle. This one seems to have plenty of torque, and beginner mode is extremely chill here, taking us up to only basically 7 miles per hour. I'll have to have a little brake test here, but yeah, it pulls us up to right around 7 miles an hour on pedal assist 3, which is the max for beginner mode. We'll take it out of beginner mode here in a minute, but let's see what it does on mode number 1 on beginner mode. Pedal assist mode number 1 takes you to like 5 miles an hour, 6 miles an hour. So yeah, you can put this thing in like super chill mode, which is gonna make it like really safe for, you know, somebody new to trikes, or maybe an elderly individual on a trike. You're not gonna be going too fast. You can just pretty much mash that throttle down. I'm not even pedaling this thing. I haven't even tried pedaling it yet. But sometimes these trikes going around turns can be a little sketch if you're going fast. But on beginner mode, yeah, you can pretty much lay into it pretty good there, and you're safe. But you know, with the two wheels on the back, you do have to be careful about not taking any turns too quickly, because that back wheel will come off the ground. But for climbing hills, you really do want the rear wheel drive system. Any sort of front wheel drive trike is gonna really struggle climbing any sort of hills. And then the differential sends the power to both wheels on the back, which allows for good hill climbing as well as going around a turn, because it allows those back wheels to rotate at different speeds with the differential on there. And I did throw these mirrors on the ends. These are pretty nice actually, because they're like concave. They allow you to see behind you. So I can actually see back there pretty good with my perspective up here. So let's just try pedaling this trike a little bit, see what it's like. We'll take it out of beginner mode in a minute, but gear number 1 on torque sensor really doesn't make you work too hard for the power delivery from the motor, which is nice when you're on, you know, number 3. Let's put it down to 1 and see what it's like. So we got 7 gears here we can shift between. Yeah, so it just, you know, dials down your power a little bit. And on torque sensor, it just gives you power in proportion to how hard you press. It's got a nice feeling torque sensor on here. Pretty much cuts you off right at about 8 miles an hour. So if you're looking for extreme range, just keep this thing on beginner mode. But if you want to go faster, dial up your power a bit, obviously crank up your pedal assist. And then you can switch from torque sensor on over to cadence sensor if you want on the fly by holding this M button while we're going. Just hold that and boom, cadence sensor. So now the difference, like torque sensor gives you power in proportion to how hard you press on the pedals. Cadence sensor basically just gives you a set level of power per each pedal assist level. So 3, it doesn't matter if we're even like actually applying any tension to the chain or not. All you have to do is just rotate the pedals and it'll give you the power. So I always like to refer to the cadence sensor as like the lazy man's method of pedal assist system. Or, you know, if you just want access to that power and you don't want to have to put in any work, maybe you're tired after a long day riding with the torque sensor and you just want it to be easy, just rotate your legs a bit. You always throw it on cadence sensor. So let's just see, let's throw it down to 1 on beginner mode and let's see what that'll do. Yep, super chill, super chill. We gotta take this thing out of beginner mode though. So it's really easy to access the menus on this bike. I think you just hold the M button. Yep, pulls up this and then we'll just pull up beginner mode and we're gonna switch that to off, confirm. So now we're on the normal power modes and I'll tell you how those work once we get to the beach. First impressions on this trike, the seat is really comfy, the backrest is nice. So we have a few different ride modes here. Now we are on 5 on cadence sensor. Throttle only takes us up to about 12. I will say the rattling you hear is only because I screwed those fenders in on 2 of the 3 mounts. I found that the middle mount didn't quite line up out of the box. So instead of fighting it, I just basically used the front mount and the rear mount and not the center mount. I do think the 3 mounts is a little excessive and makes it more complicated than it needs to be for the rear fenders. And it seems the max speed out of the box is like 12, which is probably safe so you don't go flying around the corner too quickly and flip it. But since we're gonna go on this high-speed road, we're gonna unlock the top speed. So to unlock the top speed, you just stop, hold down the M button, get into the menus. I select speed limit, and so the pedal and the throttle limits are set individually. Let's just leave the pedal on 12. We'll change the throttle limit to the maximum, which on this is 20 miles per hour. If you did want to change the pedal, the max on that is also 20, but we'll just leave the pedal on 12 and throttle on 20. I don't think this trike is really meant to be riding on this kind of road, so let's let some traffic pass. Oh, we also have cruise control. We're gonna put the cruise control on, so that way we don't need to use throttle or pedal once we activate it. And you can also turn off that turn signal click if you don't want to hear the loud noise coming. I think it's good to have the noise on so you know your signals are on. You're not sending false signals. So I don't know if we're ever gonna find a break in traffic. Let's just go for it here. Wish me luck. Just enough room here in the bike lane to fit this trike. There's actually about a solid foot on each side. And yeah, we're up and going now, 20 miles an hour. We got that suspension on the front. Let's hit a bump here. Oh, so front rolls nice with the suspension, and bike lane's a little narrow there. I set the rear tires on 35 PSI. You could drop the PSI on those rear tires a bit to make for a softer ride, but more pressure will give you better range on the battery. Also, not just flooring it at 20 miles an hour will give you better range on the battery. So let's flip on a blinker here and get over a couple lanes real quickly. I can hear the thing beeping, so I know my signal's on. And we can hear those fenders banging just a little bit because, as I mentioned, I only tighten them up in 2 out of 3 locations. Now, are we gonna be fast enough to keep up with traffic on this thing? Well, we're out here, so we're kind of committed at this point. And looking at my mirrors back here, I can see there is a car behind me, so hopefully we don't slow anybody up too much here. It gets up and goes off the line pretty good. We're about to rear end this dude, but top speed is only 20. Lean into the turn so we don't flip. We're off to the races, bro. This thing moves. I always have so much more fun on these trikes than I'm expecting I'm going to going into the review. Should we use the horn? Should we use the horn? Should we use the horn? I don't want to give this gentleman a heart attack. Whoa. So in case you're wondering exactly how quickly this thing accelerates, we'll do a little pull from 0 to 20 here. I'm a 200-pound rider. We're going to do throttle only. This is my GPS speedometer, onboard speedometer, ready, go. So it gets moving pretty quickly. And 10, 15, 20. And throttle just cuts you off at 20 exactly. And this thing, I mean, for a trike, I don't think you ever really need to be going faster than 20 on a trike with 2 wheels on the back, 1 on the front. So as I was saying, the fender noise you hear, you see I have that tightened up there. I have one tightened up here, but I didn't tighten up this one in the middle because it just didn't like line up properly. So I'm just gonna completely remove that so it doesn't rattle. Actually, never mind. My tool is not quite long enough to do it, but all you'd have to do to eliminate that rattle is, well, maybe I can actually get it off. This might end up making it worse. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get that thing off. Hurry up and make this light though. So top speed is 20, which is like way faster than a normal non-motorized bike. As you can see, we're just cooking by without even pedaling. So a throttle on a bike like this sure is tempting because you just have access to 20 miles an hour with the push of a button. But what is this thing like to actually pedal now that we have it out of beginner mode? I just have it on pedal assist 5 on the torque sensor, and we're on gear number 7. So I can tell the torque sensor on this bike is actually pretty good because it's giving me power in proportion to how hard I press on the pedals. And on 5, I'm able to just kind of really lightly press on those pedals and go about like just 5 miles an hour, pretty chill. But if I start pressing just a little bit harder, I can feel it the motor's giving me more power, basically just making me feel like I'm Superman out here. Like I just press on the pedals a little bit harder and boom, we're off to the races. Now, I have the torque sensor set to basically cut us off at 12 miles an hour, which is the out of the box setting. So if we want to go faster than that, we have to press the throttle. Unless we get back into the settings there. So let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's get into the settings and crank it up. These brakes feel great on this bike. Hold down the M button here. And let's change the speed limit to 20 for both of the either the pedaling or throttle. Easy to save, great menus on this bike. So a little bit of throttle to get us rolling. And now let's put it down to like torque sensor pedal assist 1. So if you really want to get yourself some exercise, if you put it on just pedal assist 1 on torque sensor, it really makes you lay into those pedals and work for it, man. So it's, you know, I'm getting a little bit of exercise for sure on this thing, dude. It's like a little leg press on gear 7. So really we need to dial down the gears over here to like gear number 1, make our cadence just pick up just a little bit here, and yeah, it makes it work pretty good for it just to get to about 10 miles an hour. So if you want to make it easier, obviously you just, you know, you can dial it up to 2 or 3, and then it pretty much just gives you access to that power more easily. Throw it on 5 on torque sensor and boom, it just feels preposterous to be pedaling this thing at 20 miles an hour, just cooking, dude. Going around a turn with the seat on max, oh man, yeah, you want to lean into it going around a turn at 20. So I'd say only unlock the top speed after, you know, you have a little bit of experience on these. Check this out, dude. I'm gonna have to really lay into this turn, lean into it going around this turn. Trikes are, you know, a little bit top heavy, especially when you get the seat real high and going around turns. They can feel a little wonky if you're going too fast. But trikes, honestly, they're really just meant for cruising, you know, probably 12 miles an hour and under. Just trying to show you guys what this thing can do out here. So you can switch it over to cadence sensor mode by holding that M button on the fly. Now, all we have to do, once it's on cadence sensor mode, it doesn't sense how hard we're pressing on the pedals. All you gotta do is just start rotating your legs, and it just gives you all the beans, man. So it looks like I'm pedaling, but I'm not, and now's gonna be a good time to try these brakes a bit, which it does only have 1 brake rotor on the rear. Despite just having 1 brake rotor on the rear and 1 on the front, it feels like it has plenty of stopping power on this thing. It's got a nice set of hydraulic brakes and pretty good street tread tires, so it really helps plant that power down to the ground real good. Riding this thing, you might feel a little uncomfortable about the width of the tires, but just kind of remember the tires stick out as far as the handlebars only. So you know, when I first started reviewing trikes, it felt like I had these giant wheels sticking out behind me, but that's actually not the case, really. Now, these tires probably are not wide enough to actually climb this hill. I'm not even gonna try it actually, because I don't wanna crash. So a lot of the times in my reviews, I'm always trying to see how much speed I can get out of them on like max. This might be the kind of thing you wanna actually like dial down to see how slow you can make it, depending on who you're gonna be giving this trike to or who's on it. It looks like the minimum max speed on throttle throttle is 8 miles an hour, and for pedal, the minimum max speed would be 8 miles an hour.
I just want to say I love your videos, man.
Right on, dude.
I've been here like so many times. I've never run into you out here, but like.
So pretty much the minimum speed limit we can do here is 8 miles per hour. Let's save that and just see what it's like here. So now on 5, if we just juice it, yeah, this makes it like pretty gentle. And obviously you could always just throw it back on beginner mode. You could probably pass this thing off to somebody with not a lot of experience and you're not going to get too much trouble. But do keep in mind, you do have a motor with 90 newton meters of torque on it. So there is a solid amount of potential in this motor that can be dialed down to make it a little more chill too. So let's try riding this thing off-road just a little bit here. Trikes really are not the best for off-roading because if you get them like sideways on a hill, they can tip, but it's fine for a little bit of, you know, light grass riding. I wouldn't do anything too crazy though. Actually, we're gonna need to unlock some more speed, I think. Oh yeah, we can get through a little bit of sand. How about that? Nice. So the tires are 3 inches wide, which are good for street riding, but not off-roading necessarily. But hey, we can get through a little bit of sand here. How about that? This is the kind of hill right here you don't really want to get sideways on. So just kind of keep it pointed straight going down a hill like this. If you get the wheel sideways, it's gonna want to roll on you. Let's get on this hill a little sideways. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And as mentioned, we do have a brake lock on both sides, so all you do, so it doesn't roll out from you or anything, you just grab that brake, push in that, and it's like an e-brake essentially. So you can actually adjust the seat to go like way higher. If you loosen this up, there's like a second post in here. That'll bring the seating position way higher, can be way higher. So this is basically the absolute maximum, and that brings the seat like way higher. So with the seat on absolute maximum, here's what it looks like way up here. Oh, that's actually nice, I like that. Now having the seat like way up will make it a little bit less stable around turns. You just don't really want weight super high on a trike, but this thing definitely fits a wide variety of rider heights. Even at 6'5", hopping aboard this thing, super easy. I got the trike. No pedals on that one though, no exercise. So as mentioned, you can fit through a normal doorway just fine. Can we fit through this? Like I was saying, you know, the width of your handlebars is about how much clearance you get, so it looks like we'll be just fine. Whoa, I just popped a little wheelie there, bro. This thing got a little bit of torque. Let's try, they are cooking. Let's get up there and show them who's quicker. Dang, look at the motor on that thing. See that down there? I got the doggy on board and everything.
And it's not that I was.
That's the beauty of these trikes, man. Like, for, you know, whatever reason, say you don't trust your balance anymore, you can still get out here and enjoy life, cruising around, feel that summer sunshine, fall sunshine, whatever the season is. Probably wouldn't be riding this thing in the snow, but it's amazing the technology these days, all these different kind of electric devices we have. Tricycle form is cool too, man. Getting out here on the road, taking the high speed route. I actually want to try and do this grassy hill here, see how that goes for me. So I have the seat on max height. We also have cruise control on this thing. We'll try that in a bit. I'm just curious if it can go up this hill because it's a real steep hill. Not even pedaling, we got it all the way. Now, going down this sort of hill, bro, you better keep that thing straight. You do not want to get this thing sideways. On the hill this steep, you'll be flipping. Looks like we should have plenty of room to squeeze through here, get right back on the boardwalk. So we're gonna throw this one a softball for the sand test. It's only got 3-inch wide tires. Let's just see if we can make it through this little stretch right here. Do a throttle only, and the soft sand, these tires kind of just sink in and it's really slowing us down, but for that little stretch, it was fine, man. With the differential on the back, it sends that power to both wheels, and we were able to plow right through that soft sand. All right, so now what we're gonna do is run it up the California incline. It's about an 85-foot vertical climb, average 12% grade. I don't think we're gonna have any problem with the torque climbing this, but we'll do throttle only. You just gotta be careful not to tip it over, get too sideways. I really don't wanna use my horn right here. I was just kind of tapping on the throttle, but this horn is so loud, dude. Yeah, no problem at all. This thing is gaining speed. Doing about 10 miles an hour up that spiral section, and we'll hit the main portion. The California incline, about clip that wall. So full throttle here from the base. This guy's not paying attention at all. And we're already hitting 14. I'm gonna let off here just for a moment, slow it down, and back on the throttle. plenty torquey feeling bike on these shorter-ish wheels, pulling us up to right around 19 miles an hour and peaking out at 20. You can hear the fenders just clanking a little bit. I really should have tightened them down. I also like that this motor gives us motor temperature and stuff control. So motor temp is 118 right now, 120, and it just pulled us 20 miles an hour all the way up this hill. Yeah, Trike. What do you want, E-Ride Pro?
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with this thing, man. It's got the juice.
How fast?
It goes like 20. How fast that thing go?
65.
That'll do it, man.
I was on the ride with the DRT last time I saw you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I thought you looked familiar. Yeah. You tried it down there by the pier, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have this last time, did you?
I did, but I didn't. It's at my house.
Oh, you're on a different bike that time. Right on, man. You having fun out here today?
Yeah.
Looks like you got a big sprocket on the back there, huh?
Stock.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Wow. What is that, like a 60 tooth?
Yeah, I think it's like a 54.
That's crazy. It goes 65 miles an hour with such a big sprocket on there, man.
I'm modding it next week.
Are you really?
I'm on volts.
Well, have fun, man.
Thank you.
Ride safe, dude.
I'll watch your video.
Right on, man. So it's pretty cool. It shows motor temp and controller temp. 93 is the controller temp, which is darn near ambient temperature out here today. It's freaking hot, and motor temp only got up to 120, which is totally fine. Now I know this trike made this hill look really easy, but I promise you it's not. As you can see, these pedal bikes here getting pushed up because this hill is really challenging to actually do on a pedal electric bike. We got somebody cooking down, ringing their bell. So when you're going down a long hill like this is one great time to have some really good brakes. And we do have the hydraulic brake system on this bike, 180mm calipers, and boy, do they really put down the power well, the negative power that is. Most of your stopping power is on the front, but on the rear, you get that, oh yeah, you get like double traction on the back because you got two wheels on the back instead of just one wheel on the back like a normal bike. So I feel like this thing stops considerably quicker. This dude's running. See, that dude got off to ride up that hill, or to push his bike up that hill. Like, this trike just makes these hills look so easy. I literally, this is my first ride on it, man. Yes, it's pretty good, man. You know, there's this company, they're pretty good, man. They make a lot of good products. One thing I really like about Velotric is they have UL certified batteries. So do you want to try it? So it's got like a lot of adjustability on it. It's got
My wife's got some stuff in her hand, you know, so she's looking for something comfortable.
I like the sticker on that, by the way. I identify as a Ferrari.
I've had that bike for years. I just put that on the other day.
I'm gonna drop this down. It has actually two adjustments, so like this could drop down too, so it can fit like a really short rider and a pretty tall rider too. Yeah, you can give it a try. Careful not to run your legs over in, you know, because it's got the, just put your, you don't have to balance it, so you can just put your feet up right on the pedals right now.
Start with the front.
And then careful on turns too. Looks like he's enjoying. It's funny, his bike says, I identify as a Ferrari.
It's a little funky turning around.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You gotta get used to it.
Like, probably all the trikes are like that. I've never ridden a trike, so.
Anyone that has the wheels on the back, you have to take turns kind of slow.
Right.
Yeah, if you take a turn over about 10 miles an hour, you can. It's kind of, you know, you get a feel for it, and you just kind of know like what's too fast and what's not fast
I'm
enough.
afraid I'll get it, and she's like, yeah, it doesn't work for me. Then I'm stuck with it because I already have 4 e-bikes, and I'm stuck with it.
Do you? Yeah. Then these aren't small to store really.
Yeah.
Although this one is foldable, so
Yeah.
it folds in half here in the
It's
handlebar.
still
Yes.
70 pounds, right? 80 pounds.
I think it's 90 roughly, maybe slightly under 90.
So the folding helps, but
It's still a trike. It's got a lot of frame there.
Yeah.
But is that the first time you ever tried a trike?
Yeah.
Yeah, they ride a little different.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the problem with the e-bikes. There's not a lot of places you can go test ride.
I'd say this is a pretty good one for like a short rider because like the seat goes down real low,
Right.
and then it's got this low step through frame that's pretty wide, so it makes it really easy to get on and off. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good for a trike. I think this one.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she was looking at the electric one, you know, which
Yeah,
they're okay, but
Yeah.
it seems better quality, you know, for sure. So.
yeah, I would say this is a step up in quality, and they got the UL certified battery. If that's important, I know it's important to some people. It doesn't bother me too much, but
Thanks a lot, buddy.
yeah, for sure, man.
Have a great day.
You too. So let's give this thing a brake test from top speed. Front brake is on the left, so just careful how hard you pull that because brakes are pretty strong on this from what I've seen. And Stop. Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't even like screech the tires really, as all your stopping power is distributed across 3 wheels instead of 2 on a normal bike.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Let's go ahead and give that one more slam. There's a unicycle coming right behind us. Oh yeah, dude. Wonder what that guy's stopping power is like on that one wheel thing, man. All your stopping power gets distributed down just through 1 tire instead of 3. All right, so we're gonna head on home, take the final range. I'll share my final thoughts on this bike along the way. Right now we're at 10 miles. It's basically saying the battery is like mostly charged. List price on this one is $2,399, but I do have a discount link down below this video and a discount coupon. So if you do decide to buy the Triker from Velotric, click on that link down there to get the best price and use my coupon code at checkout. It'll get you the best price and also help support my reviews, and I greatly appreciate your support. So my final thoughts on this trike, dude, this is like, what more could you really ask for in a trike? You know, it's got the sensor swap technology, so you can switch between torque sensor, cadence sensor on the fly. You've got a bright light on front, signals on the back. I do wish I would have tightened down those fenders a little bit. You hear clanging around a little bit, but that's, you know, that's my fault, dude. I should have just tightened those down. That's not going to be an issue when you get this trike at all. It's got great brakes, man. Super, super great brakes on this thing. So if you're worried about bringing it to a halt quickly, brakes got you, bro. And it accelerates real quick, man. You know, top speed's 20, but dude, who needs to be going faster than 20 on a trike anyway? Plus, you're gonna get way more range out of it, keeping it under 20. Torque sensor on is good, gearing's good, really no complaints at all. And then like one huge bonus on this one is it has the UL certified battery, which, you know, there's a lot of companies out there claiming to have UL certified batteries that are frankly just outright lies. Velotric has a true UL certified battery, which is a huge bonus. You know, I think the trike looks good. It's got that low step through frame, a lot of adjustability, so it can fit a lot of different riders. I feel comfortable on this thing at 6'5", just kind of mostly throttling out here, but pedaling is cool too. Comfortable riding position with the relaxed handlebar position and adjustable stem too. I mean, like I was saying, really, what more can you ask for in a 3-wheel electric device, bro? So we'll see where we end up on the final range here in just a few minutes, but my final thoughts are, if you're looking for a trike, probably just get this one, dude. It's a big brand. Velotric is a big brand. You can find these places to get service. They have a good service department and stuff. It's not some like one-off company, you know, that is gonna leave you stranded or something, leave you hanging if you do need service. Velotric actually takes care of their customers, which is not true for every trike company out there. Some of these trikes are just, you know, some like one-off brands that, you know, they might ghost you on the service. You never know. So I don't want to ramble anymore. I feel like this is a pretty quality trike. Let's see where we ended up on range. The last feature I wanted to tell you guys about is cruise control. You just hold down the power button while you're going for a few seconds, and to put it on cruise control, it'll show you right there that cruise is on. You don't gotta pedal, you don't gotta press the throttle. We're cruising, baby. Should we try it no-handed? So I should mention, if you're just gonna cruise control at max speed the whole way home without pedaling, it's probably not gonna be the best for range, but that's what I like to do. Looks like somebody had a shopping cart crash here on the path. All right, dude, just rolling up to the neighborhood here, finishing up this route at did about 16.75 miles, rolling up on 17 miles at any moment now. We were out there for an hour and 41 minutes, and our average speed was just under 10 miles per hour, a little bit slower than usual on the trike. Max speed was only 20 miles per hour on this one. Now, battery remaining shows 3 and about 1/4 bar remaining, so a little bit over half on the charge after basically 17 miles of riding, and that was essentially throttle only. Really did not pedal this bike at all, so it's just kind of pulling around my 200-pound body. You can definitely do a lot better on range if you slow your speed down, don't do that 20 mile per hour cruise control on the way home, and unlock the top speed and all that stuff. High speeds is what kills the batteries on all electric devices. So Velotric Triker, I do think this is actually a pretty solid built quality trike, especially for the price. If you do want to grab one, use that link down below the video, click on that, use my coupon code for the best price and to help support my reviews. And of course, I greatly appreciate your support. However, the Velotric Triker is not the kind of electric trike for you, bro. Watch this video.